everyone's disgusted by the fact that we all poop out a credit card's worth of plastic every week. But it's not just the disgust factor, it's the fact that this is having an impact on us, and in some ways, even more importantly, on our children. We know that every baby is pre-polluted by plastics that are passing from the mother through the placenta to the baby. And it's not just what happens before you're born, it's also what happens when you're an infant, where breast milk is contaminated with plastics as well. Now, we're beginning to get data that shows that plastics can really impact our health. And it's not just the irritation that tiny pieces of plastic, microplastics, can cause in our bodies and in the bodies of our children, but it's the fact that there are all these chemicals that are present in plastic, and they're not chemically attached to the plastic. They're kind of just mixed in. And when they get into bodily fluids, they get into us. And many of these chemicals impact the developing brain and nervous system. So, what are some of these chemicals? Well, they're compounds like phthalates, which are present in lots of different kinds of plastic. We're all exposed to a whole suite of them. And we know that they impact, and I should say, not only the developing brain, but for example, our developing reproductive systems as well. We know that compounds like bisphenol A, which thank goodness is no longer used in baby bottles and sippy cups, but it's in lots of other things. And there are many other bisphenols than bisphenol A. And we know that they impact our sexual development, our reproductive development, our whole endocrine system. And we have data now that they are associated even with cancer. And we have other kinds of chemicals, like some of the organophosphates. We've long known that organophosphate pesticides are a problem for the developing brain, but we now know that there are organophosphate flame retardants, as well as other kinds of flame retardants, which are present in plastic, get into our bodies, and can affect the development of our brains. There are many other chemicals, things like PFAS, which also impact our brains, and I could go on with the litany. But the point is, unless we shut off the tap and decrease our use of plastics, we are impacting the neurodevelopment of the next generation.